So here we have the 2025 Papa Grande Pro. Vamos Bikes is super proud of this trike. We basically got a lot of feedback from customers and also bike shops. They told us how we could improve this. Not sure really how we're going to improve this model, in all honesty. We're super psyched on the new 2025 Papa Grande Pro, and I'm looking forward to telling you why. Firstly, this trike is so versatile. We're sending it out to all walks of life around Australia and New Zealand. I've sent them out to farmers who use them as replacements for quad bikes, berry pickers. We send them out to people who use them instead of their mobility scooter as well. So we are NDIS providers. It looks much better aesthetically than a mobility scooter and also can carry a bunch more weight, north of 200 kilos. I'm also just sending them out to people who just love a beer. They want to whack a case in the back there, or if they want to carry their furry friend just in the back here as well. You can also carry your pet in the back and put something on the front. It's super handy just to have around, get you to the beach, get you to the shops. In terms of upgraded specs, we put in things like a more powerful motor for people who want to ride off-road. We've also put in indicators. We're getting asked a lot about indicators. So you can really use this trike for anything, any purpose, just carrying a bunch of stuff around, obviously not having to pay for petrol or diesel. We really believe at Vamos Bikes that traveling around in an electric vehicle is the future. You don't have to give Elon 80 grand to ride an electric vehicle. You can buy an electric trike off Vamos. I still overtake lots of Teslas as well on that note, especially in this thing because it can go real fast. We've basically got 3 options on the motor. You can have it at 250 watts, which is every state except for New South Wales. You can have it set to 500 watts, which is New South Wales. And then you can also set it to off-road now, which is a special feature for the 2025 model. This is if you've got it on a property or if you're somewhere rural and you really want to push that motor to its full capacity. Like I mentioned before, it can carry about 200 to 210 kilos. So net with the weight of the trike as well, we're looking at like 240. You can carry a bunch of stuff in the back there, a lot of stuff on the front. And the thing that we really pride ourselves about this Papa Grande Pro 2025 is that it's super stable. I'd like to say it's the most stable E-Trike on the market in Australia right now. The reason that is because of the differential axle, the thick wheels, the super comfy seat and the front suspension. Most people who try this trike instantly tell us that it is the most comfy and stable trike that they have tried before. As always, we have a 2-year warranty on all electrics and all bike parts as well. We've also got a 28-day, no question asked return policy. So if you buy the trike and we send it out to you, you have a go on it, you don't like it, we just ask you to send the trike back to us and we'll give you all your money back. That's how kind of confident we are that you're gonna love this thing. And yeah, we highly recommend you give it a go. We send them to around 45 different bike shops around Australia and New Zealand. There's plenty of places to trial them. They come about 90 to 95% assembled. This front handlebar folds, so it's going to come in a box about 160 centimeters long. That front handlebar is going to be folded. The rear wheels are already on. You just have to kind of whack on that front wheel, put on the mud guards, put on that front rack, and then you're good to go. Our battery for this trike, it's a 20 amp hour 48 volt or a 25 amp hour 48 volt, and it's also Samsung cells, and they all meet the new New South Wales 2025 regulations. So our battery cells and our battery charge is what we put a lot of money into to make sure it's a super safe battery. So far we've had no issues, and we take a lot of pride in our specs of this trike. It's obviously a pricey purchase, but in saying that, it's also life-changing. This thing is just going to change the way you get around from now on. Let me go into the specs right now of the 2025 Papa Grande, and let me show you why it's so special. Let's do it. So just to start off with, I've got that foldable handlebar, which makes it really easy to store. Also really good if you're going to put it in the back of your car. It makes the height of the trike much smaller. I've got that front rack, which is super sturdy. Can carry a bunch of stuff on the front. I see people cable tie milk crates on the front. You can put on little baskets. Also a great spot for your furry little friend, depending how little that friend is. You can put them on the front there. We've also got that integrated light, that front headlight, which just pops under that guard right in the front there. Of course, that front rack is also included with the trike. We've got a mud guard there, and then a super front thick tire, which is great for all terrain. The thick tires are also really good for stability. That's one of the reasons that this electric trike has thick tires. I'll just bring it up to the handlebars here now, and we now have hydraulic Tektro disc brakes. We've got these super handy handbrakes, which allows me to park the trike on a hill and it's not going to move. We've got a thumb throttle to the left, which is locked to 6Ks, so it can meet all Australian standards. You can unlock that thumb throttle to go faster through the screen if you're riding it off-road. To turn it on, we just turn it on with that middle button right there, and it will come on and it will start just with no assistance, which is called off. Then you press the plus button and it's going to turn into Eco, Tour, Norm and Sport, Sport being the fastest. And then once you start pedaling, as soon as you pedal, you're going to feel it kick in. That's because this Papa Grande Pro 2025 runs a torque sensor. You'll notice that most other e-bikes and e-trikes run a cadence sensor. So the way a cadence sensor works is that once you pedal, it essentially moves the magnets, and the magnets take about 1 to 2 rotations to really kick in, for the assistance to kick in. With the torque sensor, it's as soon as you put your foot on that pedal and put a bit of weight behind it, it's going to kick in straight away. The more effort you put in, the more the trike is going to assist you. So it is about as futuristic as pedal assistance technology gets in the e-bike world, and it just mimics that mid-motor that you might get on other step-through city commuters. Once you start pedaling, you'll feel that assistance to start to kick in. You've got a few other options on how much you want that assistance to kick in. We now also have indicators, which is a really great feature. We got asked about this a lot, so we don't want people to think that we don't listen to what they request. These indicators are an awesome feature. Obviously shows you which way you want to go, keeps everyone aware of where you're heading next. We have the Shimano 8-speed gear on the right here. I'm not using the gears too much when I'm riding this Papa Grande Pro. If I'm going up a really steep hill, I might go into a lower gear, but to be honest, I usually leave it in like a 6 or a 7. I've got a bell here. I've got an integrated front and rear light, which I turn on when I'm in the dark. I also have got brake lights as well with my indicators now, which is super handy, super safe. Even though this is sounding very much like an electric car with the indicators and brake lights, you of course don't need a driving license to ride one of these. It is driving license exempt, which makes it super handy as well. I've got a bell up the front here as well. So just looking down now, down into the middle of the bike, we have got a big battery right here. As mentioned before, it is Samsung cells. We got the super comfy seat. You can see that it gives a bit as well, so you can lean back. Whoa, you're cruising on it like that. Oh yeah, look at that. That seat, of course, is adjustable, so you can bring it up and down depending on your height. Just to mention, we've got that front suspension as well, which is going to help massively when you're on off-road terrain, making it super comfortable. That battery is a massive battery. It is 20 amp hour or 25 amp hour 48 volt with Samsung cells. 25 amp hour 48 volt battery could get you north of 90 to 100 kilometers, which is a solid amount of distance to cover on an electric trike. That battery is of course detachable as well. I do recommend taking the battery off the trike if you're going to put it on your trike rack on the back of your car as well. We do have the torque sensor, which I mentioned before, which makes your riding so much smoother, and you really feel it. Like the more effort you put into those pedals, the more the motor's going to assist you, which is just an awesome feeling to have. So coming to the back of this trike, we're going to see what makes this electric trike so special, and that is of course the differential axle. We've been selling electric trikes for 4 to 5 years now, and like I mentioned before, we love hearing feedback from customers and bike shops. The main feedback was people love electric trikes, but they were still feeling a little bit unstable on the 3 wheels. So we did a bunch of research and we started to work out that the instability was because of both the rear wheels being on the singular axle. So we put a bunch of work into producing the new electric Papa Grande Pro and actually put those rear wheels on a differential axle. So people feel that instantly when they compare this trike to another trike on the market. It makes such a difference. It makes such a difference because it essentially just improves turning, it improves stability, and it allows those rear wheels to rotate at different speeds. That's what it's achieving. This prevents wheel scrubbing, it enhances traction, it reduces tire wear, and it just makes that ride way smoother, and it actually helps energy efficiency as well. It's especially beneficial for NDIS clients as it just offers better control and comfort. There are some lighter E-Trikes on the market that may not need it, but for us, we really like to improve safety and performance essentially. So that is our 2025 Papa Grande Pro. Like I said before, I'm really going to struggle at knowing how we're going to improve this trike for 2026. We love this thing. We're sending it to people all around Australia and New Zealand, and it's just a great way to get around. If you do buy this bike from us, we can help you with assembling it. It comes with videos on how to assemble, and we're also just one phone call away. We're pretty quick on the blower. You can call us whenever you want. As I mentioned before, you can really ride it at any height. At its lowest setting, you can be about 4'11" to about 5 foot, and that will take you all the way to about 6'8", 6'9". That step through frame makes it super accessible as well. Definitely sold a few of these to people with bad knees, so you can just kind of pop in like that. If the bike comes damaged, which happens very rarely, let us know. Of course, we can replace it. As mentioned before, we have 2-year warranty on all electrics and also 2 years on all bike parts as well. If you did have an issue down the track with it, we can always talk to your local bike shop. If it's something that you can't fix yourself, that we can talk you through. And so far, we're seeing very little of these come into the workshop. They're really built to last. It's obviously quite a big, substantial bit of equipment, so we don't want to just put it into land waste. We want to see these last, north 6 to 8 years at least. We stock heaps of spare parts. We still stock spare parts from the trikes that we sold 5 to 6 years ago. We can send them out to you within a couple of days. So when you purchase these from us, they come in a really big box, and the bike comes about 95% assembled. That front handlebar is folded. You basically just fold it up. That is also adjustable as well, so you can bring it up and bring it down. And you essentially just have to put that front wheel on, and then also that front rack and the mud guards, charge your battery, pump up your tires, and then you're good to go. We've got all the tools included that you may need. And of course it comes with keys for that battery, so you can lock in that battery if you need to. And we got that charger. We provide a really good charger that meets all the regulations. It's really important to get a good e-bike charger because that is a massive safety concern that you're seeing in the news recently. So guys, don't take our word for it. Check out our website, read all the reviews from our happy customers. We've sold thousands of these things and everyone's loving them. If you've got any questions about electric trikes or electric bikes, we're just a phone call away. 1300 305 950. We can talk electric bikes and trikes all day. And yeah, we hope to see you on a Vamos bike or trike very soon.